Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From our higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you with all your heart.
Good evening, good
Breathe the
evening,
air that's fresh
good
and
evening,
pure.
good evening.
Nature's
Shalom,
bounty is the
shalom.
cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every
Good
breath
evening,
is
everyone.
harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part.
Good
Naturally
evening, good
you
evening.
with all your heart.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Naturally You. Happy day 5, and I hope you all had a wonderful day, a great week. And like me, you're looking forward to the weekend. I live for the weekends. Welcome, Beauty Beats, and Sister Esteline, Sister Monique. How is everyone? I always like to exhale. I feel like when I come on here, everything just goes away. I could just let it all go and just relax for an hour with you all. Today is guess what day? It's day 1 of our lymphatic, naturally you lymphatic cleanse, right? And hopefully you all made your drink. I made mine this morning. Well, actually I made it last night and had it today. But the only thing is I like this hot, so I'm going to have to take a warmer plate to work where I can keep it warm and drink it, because I believe when it's warm, it helps melt the stagnation and stuff that we're going through in our lymphatic system. Today, as I mentioned, is the first day, and at the end of the show tonight, we're going to go over some things about the lymphatic cleanse. And then tonight's show, we're going to talk about something that is everyone does, and it could be a faux pas that people go, oh no, did she really do that? Or did he really do that? But it's just part of life. Can anyone guess what that could be? Anyone? Anyone? Well, if you can't guess, I'm going to tell you. We are going to learn about the gas we pass. That's right, the gas we pass. Like I said, everyone does it, from the babies all the way to the animals. Or should I say the animals probably did it first before us because they came before us. However, let's talk about it. So, what could be the possible reasons for the gas that we pass? You know, it's called a fart or flatulence, or who cut the cheese, as they say. Shalom, Sister Kim. So, who cut the cheese? What makes us pass gas? Because it's something that everyone does. Swallowing air is one common cause for excessive flatulence or gas. We all swallow air when we talk. Like when I'm talking now for an hour, who knows how much I'm creating within, right? But as we talk, we swallow air when we talk, when we drink, or when we eat. But swallowing a lot of air can lead to a buildup of gas in our digestive system. We may gulp down air because you're chewing gum or you're sucking on a hard piece of candy. You're drinking a carbonated beverage or soda, or you have loose dentures. If you have a lot of dentures in your mouth, if you use a straw to drink, or if you smoke, you sucking in air, or when you talk with your mouth full of food. All of these things cause us to have gas. Now, how your body digests gas is the other common cause, because this leftover waste can be a problem. Let's see. All right. So when you eat or drink in a hurry, this can cause a soft or a loud sound to escape your mouth or your buttocks or your butt cheeks. That's how we pass our gas, right? Ooh. Okay. And then we have, if you're in the tub, you have bubbles that pass when you pass gas. If you are eating too fast, you know, you've heard of GERD or you've heard of GERD, or what's the other word? Acid reflux. A lot of that can be avoided if we just take the time to chew our food. They say that it's best that we chew it. Sister Kim, I'm sorry. I just saw your chat. She's a bit gassy tonight after eating broccoli for dinner. Yes, I know. It is one of those, isn't it? But you know, broccoli is so amazing. It's an excellent healing food. Shalom, Zimra Cole. Good to see you, sis. But anyway, there are certain foods that give us more gas than others. But the fact is that even the animals do it. So what do you think? Do you think we were created with that? That everyone would be passing gas? I believe there's a stink bug, right? And the stink bug, when it gives off this odor, it's a form of it passing gas. So let's talk about how this happens and what goes on in our system. Because we know it's coming from the mouth or the buttocks. The mouth or the buttocks. All right. Now, we have the airway in our mouth. If you took a spoon and you eating your food, you chewing it up, it takes it from your mouth through your throat down to your esophagus. And the esophagus takes it and breaks it down. Now, everything we know has to go through the liver, right? The liver is the most used organ. It digests everything. Everything we put in our mouth has to go through there. And from there, it goes to the stomach, then the duodenum. Sounds like a pair of jeans, doesn't it? And then, of course, it goes through we've got the pancreas, the small intestines, the large intestines, and then it goes to the rectum and then the anus. And then you express it out, which it becomes the form of gas. And there's various ways that people manage gas, let's say. This is how people manage gas. Some people will just let it rip. Some people raise up on one side. And some people, some people, I've seen people raise up on one side. I've seen the couples in movies where they're in bed and they do it and they hold a sheet over the other person to make them inhale the smell, because a lot of times there's an odor with the gas that you pass. Truly, there's an odor with it. But besides coming from the air you swallow, the farts come from the gases in your large intestines. These gases are made from the food, maybe leftover food that you ate, or maybe food that wasn't broken down properly, or a bacteria, or maybe if you ate it and your system doesn't know, you have a terrible gut microbiome and it doesn't break everything down the way it's supposed to, so it just rots there and becomes poop. Okay? And this, some people could hear a noise, it's gurgle, gurgle, and then you hear it come out. Then you have some healthy people who release about half a cup of gas a day in one single fart, okay, which is about 3.5 ounces. Then you have, in one day, you can have up to 2 cups of gas released in at least 5 times when you release them, because each time it's 3.5 ounces. So that's actually over a quart. Now, this is a quart jar here. So imagine you emitting this much each day. And this is why I believe this may be one of the reasons why we have Bill Gates talking about the animals are emitting too much gas, because they've quantified it by measuring how much is captured, and they now have a number they can use to tell people that the animals are emitting or we are emitting too much, and therefore they want to get rid of the beef and whatnot. Some people will try to hold their farts in, and this is not a good thing to do. We really should not hold it in, although sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it escapes you. So you want to be mindful of that, where depending on where you are. if you're in a library and you let one rip, or maybe sometimes sometimes you think you're letting it out nice and easy, and it becomes either it's very smelly, or it comes out louder than you expected. That can happen as well. Let's say that you had major surgery. Let's say you had major surgery, and you part of the healing process, so that they know after they tied, they stitch you up and everything, they are waiting for you to emit gas. Because once you do, that lets you know that your intestines are working again. So it's not all bad that you have gas. There's a reason for it. Our bodily function, it's part of who we are. Just like the animals, it's part of who they are. And many people, I believe the English are the worst of talking about who cut the cheese. Or they go, pew. It's normal. And that's my point. It's normal, but there's different reasons why we do have the gas that we pass. Now, how your body digests food, again, depends on what you're eating. Beans, various types of beans can cause flatulence. If you're cooking your beans, though, and you put a carrot in it when you're cooking your beans, that helps absorb the gassiness of the beans. So there are ways around it so it's not as gassy. I like to soak my beans for a while, and I believe that helps take a lot of the gas out as well. Your breads or your cereals, your salad dressings that are prepared with lactose, that could be a cause as well. And sugar-free candies and gums can cause it as well. And packaged foods like the cereals, the breads that are used as the items that are used as preservatives in there can cause it as well. There are several vegetables like artichokes, asparagus, broccoli, like Sister Kim mentioned, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, cucumbers, green peppers, onions, radishes, celery, and carrots. All of these can tend to cause gas. Now, on the screen there, you see the path, understanding the path of how it comes into your system when you take it in the air. If you eat very fast as well, that's you pulling in a lot of air then at that time as well. You have some men, I've seen it especially with men, after prayer, their head is down, and they don't raise their head until the plate is empty, and it's just shoveling the food in and not chewing enough to break the food down. And that's another reason to cause a lot of this gas. Now, there are many gastrointestinal diseases out there, and I'm sure you've heard of them, that causes a lot of excessive flatulence, like the celiac disease, connective tissue disease, which is like scleroderma, or constipation will cause it, gastropareitis, GERD, as I mentioned, which is when guess it's gastrointestinal. I forget the whole abbreviation of it. Then we have IBS, inflammatory bowel disease, or irritable bowel, IBS or IBD, or if you're lactose intolerant with milk. I know a lot of people who, when they drink regular milk, with the vitamin D added that you get from the store, it causes a lot of flatulence for them or a lot of belching. Then there's also multiple sclerosis, MS, that could cause a lot of it as well. Parkinson's disease, all of these are what they have deemed uh, contribute to excessive flatulence. So let's talk about how we can treat this now. How can we treat it? How can we manage our symptoms better? You know what you eat and what you drink, typically, right? You know what causes you gas. Like Sister Kim knew it was the broccoli she ate. Now, sometimes you could probably saute that broccoli a little bit, and that may bring it down. But nature has given us a remedy for everything. Like I tell you all the time, nature was here first. And if you have gas, these are some of nature's cures and remedies. Now, feel free to snap a screenshot of these recipes because you never know when you'll need it. Or if you know that everyone in the family has a flatulence problem, then maybe this is a tea you want to make. Or if you know that everyone has, if you eaten chili, then maybe before bed everybody gets a cup of tea. Well, here's a recipe that you can use. All right. So this is the gas relief or belly flattening gut relaxation tea. And fennel, I love fennel. I've just this year discovered a love for fennel. I used to use it as a tea, but now the actual plant, the bulb, I eat it raw and it is just absolutely delicious. You can also dip it in a dip and eat it like you do chips and dips. Excellent. But I roasted mine in the oven and it was actually delicious. For this recipe, you need the fennel seeds, and you can use that with some fresh ginger and just maybe a squeeze of lemon or so. But again, it's easy to do and it will help get that belly flat, get that gas out of your system, and help your gut relax. It will help your gut relax. All right, then we have another one here. And you know what? There are certain foods, by the way, you may not know this, but there are some foods that if you eat, it doesn't cause much gas. Guess what that is? Sweet potatoes, minimal gas. Now, I haven't tried this, so if anybody tries it, please let me know. And they say that some beans doesn't cause you to have gas. Now, I have been snacking on mung beans. These are my sprouts that I sprouted. Remember last week or the week before we talked about sprouts? These are my sprouts. It finally sprouted. Look at that. You see the tail that came out of there? Full of enzymes, protein, and everything. You see it? Anyway, these sprouts, mung beans, MUNG, excellent, full of protein, full of omegas, very healthy for you, and low gas. Low gas. Now, I want to take a moment to have a commercial break. And this is my commercial break. I don't know if you all have noticed, we are on this big sustainability kick in the world today. We are being conscious now of the fabrics we put on our skin. You know, they're making fabric out of seaweed now. They made it out of hemp. They're making it, of course, you know about the linen and the polyester and all that. But the same thing with the plastics. Plastics are killing us with their BPA and also the, what is that other word? The, oh gosh, I was talking about it today at work. Anyway, there's this company called Matter, Facts That Matter. And these bags in your grocery store now, this is a plant-based baggie. It is compostable, and this will disintegrate in 30 days. So you can take this, instead of throwing it away, you can save it and put it in your garden, and it will help your soil to regenerate your plants. So please support the environment. Find your compostable bags. They're out there now. They're coming out with various lines of it, whether it's your shrink wrap, whether it's the gallon size, the quart size, the snack size. These are compostable and they feel really good. I think they're reusable more so than the other ones, but plant-based, instead of all that plastic that's killing the whales and the fish. And they're finding it when because we're drinking the plastics from the water bottles. They're finding it in newborn baby, the fetuses. The moms have this in them already. So please look for your compostable bags and support a good cause. That was my commercial break. All right, let's keep going. So, you know, we feed the animals, and the rhinos, the hippopotamus, excuse me, all of them, their gas, excuse me. Mm, let me drink some water. But their gas has more volume to it than most of ours. Now, many of you might want to look at different items here, different herbs and teas that will help calm the gut, like this one here, the peppermint and chamomile. If you bloat because of stress, because stress is truly a killer, right? Or you have irritable bowel syndrome and you have a nervous gut, you know, you can literally sometimes feel your gut do like a little wiggle wiggle. This is a great tea to calm the gut. Peppermint, chamomile, which is the excellent tea to take before bed as well. Or if you have a cough and spasms, it's excellent to calm the bronchial tubes and de-stress. Then we have the ones that will actually help flatten the belly. Roots that flatten the belly. Let's look at turmeric. Is anti-inflammatory, as you know, it reduces the gut swelling and it supports the liver flow. Remember, liver was the most used organ that we have. That and the skin, I think, compete. Then also licorice root. You have the licorice that soothes the irritated gut lining and it helps with the acid and bloating, as well as it supports adrenal balance. Now, on this slide, you see the parsley lemon flat belly water. Excellent for that puffy belly, or they call it the muffin top. You can have the chopped parsley. There's different types of parsley. You can use the curly or the flat leaf, and lemon, and then just water. Simple. You can make that at night and then drink it the next day and see that belly go down. I heard about the ginger, and I started slicing up ginger, making a ginger tea, and that really worked. It looked like I went from whoo to it was excellent. So don't lose. I mean, don't take this as this doesn't work. These things work. And again, as I said, nature was here first. And we can move to the next one. We have the pineapple enzyme smoothie. Now, a lot of times, it depends. It depends on what you're eating. Everybody eats so differently. But I wanted to give you all some examples of how to get rid of it. Because there's so much, there's a pill for everything, but again, we don't want to go take a pill if we can just go into our fridge and make a tea or make a drink that's going to help take care of the matter. So we have the pineapple enzyme smoothie. So say you ate a heavy meal. You've had that ribeye, you've got your mashed potatoes, you have your French green beans, and then, of course, on top of that, you had a dessert. You might want to have this later on. And if you ate that, say, at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, then by 7, 8, this would be a great thing to have to just calm everything down and get that bloating out. Because remember, pineapple has that bromelain, right? And that's going to break it down. And the turmeric reduces the inflammation. So please keep that in mind. Now, I hope this is not too many for you all, but I would rather know how to handle that gas than not have any ideas at all. So we've talked about the peppermint, we've talked about the chamomile, we've talked about the fennel seed. What about the mustard? Last week we spoke about mustard, right? We spoke about the mustard powder, the mustard seed, and the mustard oil. Now someone told me, oh, mustard oil stains. You know what? So does turmeric. Turmeric stains. But you learn how to use it, right? For me, the mustard is the mustard honey digestive tonic. It helps move stagnation. If you ate a heavy meal and you just feel heavy and sluggish, that's when you want to be able to use it. Okay? So you would use mustard powder, raw honey, lemon juice, and water. It's if you don't have mustard powder, you can take your mustard seeds and grind that up, and it will make a powder. Oh, shalom, Sister Sandra. How are you? Long time no see. All right. So that mustard honey tonic is another one that's easy for you to make, and it really helps the digestive system. And when you drink these teas, we don't drink it all at once. We sip in it. So it allows it to go into our system and work its way down, work its way through us. And I have a few more, and then we're going to transition into what our day looks like if you're doing the lymphatic cleanse. Like I mentioned earlier, it starts today. It's for 21 days, and I'm hoping that we're going to stick to it. Day one wasn't bad. I had my coffee and my tea. I had my lymphatic tea this morning. I had my ginger tea. You know, and after that I had midday, I had an apple, and then I had a pear, and I had my sprouts, and I came home hoping to get supper, but I didn't get a chance to make supper because I had to get ready for the show. But here's a great lemon ginger morning flush that you can use if you have swelling in the belly. Yes, it started today, Sister Kim. Day one. On your email, it gave you the dates. Oops. It gave you the dates. If you got it, it starts today and it goes through, I believe, February the 5th, I want to say. And it's just 21 days. I'm hoping everyone will stick with it because we tend to we start something and then we fall by the wayside. And that can be a problem because we lose out on the overall benefit because we don't stick with it. Okay. Another another recipe that we can use would be I already mentioned this one. Well, the lemon ginger we talked about, and then we have the mustard honey digestive tonic for stagnation. If you just feel heavy, there are days, or maybe you constipated and nothing is moving in your system. This would be a good tonic to make to help you move. You can take one or two drinks of it a day to help you move. And always keep in mind when you're constipated, a warm drink helps move things along. Think about your car. If you had no oil in it, how far would you get? How far would you get? Same thing. When we're constipated, the bowels are not moving. It's like very dry in that whole digestive tract, and therefore the poop cannot move along and come out. So if you give it something warm, it helps. It creates like a little smoother interface there and helps it to move along. So always, 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 if you're constipated or you're feeling bloated or heavy, have a hot drink. It always works. Now this one is a favorite. Dandelion root liver tonic. Dandelion is the whole plant you could eat. The flower we can eat. As a master gardener, they told us the dandelion is a weed and just kill it. And we used to kill it with Roundup. You don't need to. You can actually, if you don't spray your grass or have chemicals being sprayed by the lawn services, you can literally pick those dandelions before they go to seed and use it on a salad. Or you can use the root, the leaves, all of it for your tonic here. And you see the ingredients there. If you like, snap a picture there, because we know the liver is the most used organ, and oftentimes when we detox, we don't detox long enough. So what does that mean? If you have a fatty liver, one bottle of your liver cleanse is not going to be enough. You need to do that for at least 60 days. And you need to take it typically on an empty stomach if you're taking capsules, right? Uh, I'm going to pause for a moment and answer some questions I'm seeing here. Sister Kim, it started today, yes. And Sister Monique, no meat. The thing with the cleanse, remember, if you read the slides, the first thing I want you to do is read through everything that we sent. We took a lot of time to put that together for you all. Read through everything, and you will see for that lymph to move, we need liquids. So we have the drink that you make, you have your fruits, you have your citrus, you have your melons, your berries. That's going to help move the lymph. The issue with the lymphatic is it's stagnated. We may have a hardening in some places. If you feel under your armpit and you feel balls of like a cyst or anything like that, you do not want to be doing a lot of massaging. What I would suggest, because that means that you've gone past the part where you should be doing the lymphatic. You miss the signs, right? Because it's a septic tank. Those cysts that you're feeling, it's like the septic tank has flushed. You wanted it to, but it couldn't flush all the way because there's blockage. So what we really need to do to break that down, I would suggest put some iodine on it, nascent iodine, and then castor oil over it, and continue to do that for until you feel it break up, because the iodine tends to break it up, and then after that has broken up, it could be within your 21 days of doing this. After it's broken up, then you can push it through and massage it with the lymphatic massage. If you do it with it feeling it hard, what's going to happen? It's going to get harder and bigger. It's going to swell, and we don't want that. So if anywhere in your body you're feeling some serious congestion, or like a cyst, a boil, or something like that going on, remember, we want to break that down first. To break it down, we need to use the iodine and then put the castor oil over it. It's going to drive it in, and then it's going to break it up. All right. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? How am I doing on time? Great. I can actually answer some questions. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here for you all? And then to remember, any type of bowel issues, there are natural foods that will help. Aloe vera juice. You can always mix that with orange juice and drink it down. It's going to help move the bowels. Pineapple and cucumber salad, excellent for it. Pineapple, cucumber, mango helps move the bowels. And diatomaceous earth. If you have bowel issues, even MSM can help you with the bowel issues as well. But nature, again, was here first. The foods you eat, we want the foods that we eat to work for us instead of us buying synthetic drugs and taking that to make our body move. Let's use what nature gave us first. Okay. And now let's see. Oh, here. I wanted to give you this just for you to have. Isn't that a beautiful picture? I love marigolds, especially those that are variegated. All right, so these are different oils or different herbs you can use. Fennel is great for gas. All right. Ginger, excellent for getting the body moving or the circulation moving as well. Pineapple, excellent for enzymes. Okay, you've got your papaya for the digestion and also for the parasites. The seeds are excellent for getting rid of parasites. Dandelion is great for that liver to get that the burden off of the liver. Parsley is great for the water, releasing the extra excessive water in the body if you have edema. Also, cucumber is good for that as well. And then the mustard oil is good for that circulation and getting that digestive system moving as well. And then, of course, the chamomile for the gut brain calm. If you're stressed or the adrenals are overworked, you're overthinking, that chamomile comes in and brings a nice calm. So snap that if you can, put it somewhere for future use. And then over time, if you get the oils, if you collect oils, you can actually get a fennel oil, and when you massaging, you know what area to massage. The fennel oil I would use for my digestive, so the small intestines, large intestines, on the liver, that sort of thing. So just create your own wellness cabinet. We don't want a medicine cabinet. We want a wellness cabinet. Shalom, Sister Dawn. I missed you there. All right. Now let's take the last few minutes here and let's go over this lymphatic cleanse. And Sister Kim, I saw your question. Should we continue supplements? Well, I would not take supplements while on it because you have supplements while you're taking the cleanse. If we take a look, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at it and see what you need to do. All right. We gave you a list. We gave you a list. And let's see. Hold on a second, please. Give me a moment. Okay. Let me. All right. So remember the picture of the lymphatic system, right? All right. I'm showing you this because this is what's going on beneath our hair, beneath our skin, beneath our, the neck, all of this. We have these vessels and we have these nodes, right? And if we're not exercising daily, congestion happens. So we need to move that. How are we moving it? We're moving it by the lymphatic teas we're drinking. We're moving it by the massaging we're doing. We're moving it by the oils we're massaging into the skin, the largest organ. We also doing it by rebounding, if you're rebounding, if you're doing your dry skin brushing. Remember, we have all these tools to help us with our dry skin brushing. If you can, you want to do that before you shower. You're doing the dry skin brushing. And remember, you're bringing it up toward the heart. We want to make sure we massage it up. We don't want to massage down. We want to massage up. And you, this one is for the hair. This one this one is for the face, the skin. You circular motion up and out. And then we have this one for your legs or your back. And then this one is for like the shower. You can brush and massage in the shower. Again, you can do this before, and what that does, the circulation is moving. You go in there with the hot shower, and the skin, your pores are opening up, and then you close it up with the cold or cooler shower at the end, so you close the pores back. And we will go through this. Let's go through this real quick, and I hope this will answer all your questions. And if you have any more questions, you can always email me. Now, hydration is what keeps the lymph thin and flowing. Stagnation, it does not. So we want to be hydrated. Remember, we want to drink fluids. We want water. If you want to get the best out of this, you will see the recipe calls for it calls for the water, not spring water. What's that other water? Oh, my brain just left me. Um. Anyway, it'll come to me. So we want to make sure we hydrated. We want to keep that lymph moving. We want to, yes, distill. Thank you, Sister Dawn. We need distilled water to help. And the reason we want distilled, because it doesn't have any minerals or anything to break down. So you want to help that move that lymph. And when you're moving, that's going to act like a pump. That's going to act like a pump. And that dry brushing and massaging is going to move the stagnation. And we're going to eat a lot of the berries, the melons, and the citrus. That's going to help move the toxins out, right? And then we have the cleavers. If you have, remember I just talked about if you have the nodules or the cyst under your armpit, or you have lymph nodes, the stagnation, cleavers is a great herb. Make that tea. That's a great herb for you to use to help get rid of that. Also, we want the hot and cold shower. You steam, you get the steam, open up everything, the skin, open up the pores, and you just got off of your rebounder, or you did your dry skin brushing, and then you go into the shower. Or you can also do a sauna. That will be good as well. But that helps keep the vessels open and responsive. Okay? So as far as the food goes, again, we want to avoid meats, we want to avoid potatoes, we want to avoid corn, bananas, fats, oils, even avocado, because that's high fat. So we want to stay away from that. But pretty much everything else, we want to just think of it as if you were doing a fruit cleanse. You want the high water fruits. What I'm doing, particularly, I'm sticking to pears and apples. That gives me the fiber, and it's high water, and it's going to give me what I need. And then I'm doing for my salad, because the salad I'm doing cilantro and parsley with radishes and my sprouts and onion and a nice dressing and my cultured vegetables. So that's my salad. But change it up however you like. Make it you friendly, however you like to eat it. But if you want to get the best out of it, please, fruits and vegetables and high water fruits and vegetables. And you can just Google high water fruits and vegetables if you don't know. But if you did the water cleanse, the fruit cleanse before that we did, you already have that list. Okay. And then, of course, the celery is wonderful to use during this, to help your lymph fluid move. I like to do celery with cucumber and a Granny Smith apple if I'm juicing it. Okay. You can add some distilled water in there if you feel it's too much and you want to stretch it. That's fine. You can do that. But juicing, you can do the lemons, the limes, the berries, the grapes, and beets. Now I bought me some beets and I'm going to grate my beets and put that in my salad too, because that's going to help with the circulation. And any fruit or vegetable that's red, it's going to help the heart. And before we do any of this, we take it to the Most High first, because Christ came to heal. The healing comes there. We rush to the white coats instead of going to the throne first for the healing. So that's really what we need to do. And why stay the course? Today I heard they have this new flu out, and there's so many thousands of people that have been admitted to the hospital all over, and fear tactics. But why stay the course? Because the attack is real. We're being attacked. And if we have low inflammation in our body, and if our circulation is moving like it should, and we're getting the movement that we need, we're not going to be affected by these illnesses out there. They're saying babies, babies are being attacked. They had one death for a child already. But we want to make sure when we're looking at the babies, we use the spine. You can use your essential oils on their spine, on the soles of their feet, on their this spot on the cradle cap at the top of the head. All of that helps them to be able to respond quicker and heal quicker. Also, these are the products that you need for the cleanse. You have that on the protocol. The best place for the best prices I found was VitaCost. Sister Kim, you asked about taking your supplements. You really don't need to take your supplements while you're doing this, because the oils are going into your skin. That's helping the healing. The herbs are healing. The fruits are healing. Shalom, Sister Nina. And Beauty Beats, Shalom. But everything is healing you. And the exercises you're doing, that's part of the healing process as well. Now, remember, we have various areas where we have this stagnation going on in our body. And you may feel like you have a detox malaise, or your body has a response to the cleansing that's going on. So you want to embrace it. If you feel extremely tired, rest. Just rest. And make sure that you are responding to what your body is telling you. If you know your area of concern is really the gut, focus on the gut. I'm spending 30 minutes in the beginning of my day and 30 minutes at the end of the day just for my massaging, because I really want to move it. So what does this look like? Look at the on the form here. I hope you can expand that more so that everyone can see it. but it gives you some guidelines of what to do. Like at 7, is it 9 o'clock? You can take your drops, your tincture, or if you, I have the fermented turmeric capsules. So I took that at 9 o'clock, and then I took it at 5 o'clock. And then you have your meal. Your largest meal should be in the middle of the day, if you can help it. And just fruits and vegetables. You can make a great salad with your cabbage in there instead of the lettuce. Just be creative and make a nice dressing for yourself. You have the healing modalities, as I mentioned. You have your dry skin brushing you can do. You have your rebounding you can do. You have a sauna you can do, or if you go to the gym and there's a sauna. If you have red light therapy, you can do that as well. Any of those will help. And then if you are just heavily congested, you feel like you've got a lot of inflammation going on, do an enema. And when you do an enema, you have a quart-sized jar of water you're going to heat up. And we went through we showed you on the show how to do an enema. You just go pull up that protocol and do an enema and get rid of that burden. And when you do the first quart, if you want to really pull all that mucoid plaque off of the lining of your digestive tract, you do a second one, and that will pull the mucoid plaque. And what that will do, when you're eating all of these organic, healthy foods, your absorption becomes better because you've gotten rid of that mucoid plaque. So these are just things that, you can white coat, they're not going to tell you that. Back in the day, when you went to the hospital, the first thing they did, they gave you an enema. They don't do that anymore. Back in the day, you had linen sheets to help you heal. They have polyester sheets now. So, I mean, things have changed. Things have really changed because it's a sick care system and it's called healthcare. So we have to work within the parameters of what it is, because we know who we are and whose we are and what he gave us to heal. So we're going to go back to nature first. And with that, any more questions I can answer for anyone? Let me know. Oh, I really, let me give you this quick example. Okay, so in the morning, start off with a warm drink, whether it's water with your lemon or your ginger. Do some deep breathing. That's also important. That's going to really help this along. And make sure you're stretching. Make sure you're stretching. If you are dehydrated, make sure coconut water is the quickest way to rehydrate you. And if you're wondering if you're dehydrated, how would you know? Pinch your skin. If your skin sits up and stays up, you're dehydrated. If you have vertical lines on your lips or around your mouth, unless you're a smoker, you are dehydrated. If you lick your lips a lot, you're dehydrated. So keep those things in mind. Make sure you do your dry skin brushing if you shower at night and in the morning. Make sure you do your dry skin brushing before. And start off the shower warm and then end it as cool as you can to close the pores. At night before bed, massage. Do your deep breathing. All right? And that should get you through it. The lymphatic cleanse recipe drink, very easy to do. It's the water, it's fresh ginger, it's lemons, and the beet crystals. You mix that up, and again, heat it up throughout the day and drink that. I have about a cup left to drink, And I use the cayenne pepper because I didn't have the tincture. Same thing. Use what you have. You just stick with it. The main thing is sticking with it and get the benefits from it. We went through this to make sure it was thorough. But if you have any kinds of allergies, food sensitivity, you have frequent colds and flus, you've got cramps, headaches, migraines, any of these things going on, brain fog, fatigue, cellulite, acne, let's move that lymph. Let's get our bodies cleaned out. That way we can then build up our immune system and we won't have any of these illnesses attacking us. The quicker we build up our immune system nice and strong, get that gut health strong, we'll be good. And with that, my darlings, I must say goodnight because I've passed my time and I'm going to get my hands spanked. And don't forget, we got next. Shalom. See you next week. And I'm not sure what we're going to talk about next week. If anyone would like to give us some suggestions, please do. I mean, health is a plethora of things for health. But if you have something you're really concerned about, I know I got one about heart health. And I think that what I want to do, I want to focus on, and if you're diabetic, what can you eat in nature to keep yourself off of the radar or, the high end of the scale? Because a lot of people, they say you pre-diabetic. So we want to get foods and find out what we can eat within those parameters. Or if you have congestive heart failure, or if you have a fatty liver, all of these things, we want to give you suggestions that you can use. All right, well, shalom. That means peace and blessings to you. Until next week, heart to heart.
Shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite.
Everybody should have a flat belly by the time I see you with all these tips.
Harmony in every part. Naturally you with all your heart.
Shalom, Sister Dawn. Shalom, Sister Dawn. Sister Esther Lee. Thank you for my package. I love it.